Okay, so we're going to go ahead and use the focus and the directrix to find the equation of the parabola. To do that, we first need to look at what the directrix and the focus are on the graph and what they are in relation to the parabola, and that will help us figure out which way the parabola opens. So I'm going to start with the directrix, and that is the line y equals 6, which means it's a horizontal line at 6. So I'm going to go up to 6, and I'll put a line going horizontally. And then the focus is the point -2, 4. We have the directrix. The focus is -2, 4. There's our focus. And we kind of have to think about what the focus is and what the directrix is. The focus is a point that is going to be inside the parabola. The directrix is going to be a line that is outside the parabola. It doesn't touch the parabola. It doesn't go through the parabola. And the vertex of the parabola is going to be directly in between the focus and the directrix. So the vertex of the parabola has to be halfway in between here, which would be this point right there. That is the point -2, 5. Okay. So now that we have the vertex, I'm going to write that over here because we're going to need it to answer our question in a minute, to write the equation. Now that we have the vertex, we know that that's either going to be the bottom of the parabola or the top of the parabola. We just need to decide which one it's going to be, which way the parabola is going to open. Well, remember that the focus has to be inside the parabola, and the directrix can't touch the parabola. So which way does my parabola have to go? It's going to have to open downward. Okay, because when I draw it downward, look at that focus is inside, the directrix doesn't touch it. If I were to have moved it, drawn it upwards, it would have touched the directrix and the focus wouldn't be inside of it. So that would have been no good. So that's how you determine which way it opens. So this opens down, which means we will have a -a value. So let's go ahead and figure out what that a value is going to be. To find the a value, we need to figure out what this distance is between the focus and the vertex, and we usually call that p. And we see here that p is just 1 unit. So p equals 1. And so now we can find the a value. A equals 1 over 4p. In this case, a equals 1 over 4 times 1, which is 1/4. And we already decided that a has to be negative, so in this case a is going to be -1/4. And then we'll go ahead and use that equation that we know for the parabola. The equation of the parabola is in the vertex form. F of x equals a x minus h squared plus k, and we know that the vertex hk is here. So now we have everything we need. We have the a value, we have the h and the k. We're going to plug into this formula. F of x equals -1/4 x minus -2 squared plus k is 5. We can simplify that one step further. -1/4. X minus -2 is really x plus 2 squared plus 5. And that is the equation of the parabola in vertex form. It is a complete equation. However, they asked for standard form. So if they had asked for vertex form, we would be finished and done. But they didn't. They asked for standard form, so I'm going to go ahead and continue this process. And continuing the process, I'm going to multiply everything out and then combine all my like terms. So I know that this x plus 2 squared means x plus 2 times itself. And we'll just copy everything else down. I just rewrote that as x plus 2 times itself, times x plus 2. And then we'll continue from here. I know using the FOIL method, first terms x times x gives me x squared. Outside terms, x times 2 is plus 2x. Inside terms, 2 times x is plus 2x. Last terms, 2 times 2 is plus 4. Plus 5, we just brought down. Okay, then I'm going to combine my like terms here. Negative 1/4 x squared plus 2 is 4x plus 4. Bring down the plus 5. Almost there. I'm going to distribute this negative 1/4 to everything inside the parentheses. So we have negative 1/4 x squared minus, or negative and positive is going to be minus 1/4 times 4 is just 1x, or x. And negative 1/4 times positive 4 is minus 1 plus 5. And then the last and final step is just to combine the like terms at the end. Negative 1/4 x squared minus x minus 1 plus 5 is going to give me plus 4. And now we have completed the problem and written it in standard form.